Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Car Addiction. Today I'm going to talk about my favorite SUV. It's a Toyota 4Runner. I love these 4Runners. Since the day it was introduced in the North American market in 1986 to all the way to today. There's not a single 4Runner model that I don't like. One of the reasons I like these 4Runner models is because of my history with Toyota. I grew up in Bangladesh. My father, the wind is too much. Would you please stop? Stop. All right. I grew up in Bangladesh and my father is a military officer. And being in the military, his service vehicle was a Toyota Land Cruiser, a BJ70 Land Cruiser. Those are fantastic vehicles and I grew up in them. So naturally I had my connection with the Toyota Land Cruiser and the 4Runner side. But if you know anything about me, I'm a huge Nissan enthusiast. I have an R32 Skyline, a couple of 300ZS twin turbos. I have an Xterra, which is possessed by the demon himself. I have an MR2. I don't know why I have it. Somebody buy it off me. And I daily drive a Hyundai, which is literally falling into pieces. So a lot more videos coming on that. If this is your first time in my channel, and if you are at the age of 21 and younger, stop. Watch a cat video, talk to females. Enjoy life. Don't be a car enthusiast. When it comes to Toyota's production line, Toyota has a very secure line of production. So every model of vehicles they make, they re-engineer them and make them better, better, better. So right now, this 5th generation, correct me if I'm wrong, leave it at the comment section. I'm pretty sure this is the 5th generation because the 2010 to 2020, these vehicles look exactly the same. Toyota didn't change nothing. For a reason, because Toyota has been using this formula for the longest time and it works for them. They have a robust 4x4 system. These are ladder frame, and this is probably one of the only SUV in its class still a body on frame construction, which is a separate video I need to make to explain why this is better than anything else. Inherently, these vehicles does not have any single problem which is plagued by something. Let's say if I talk about the Nissan Xterra, the 2nd gen Xterra is plagued by a failing radiator which really destroys your transmission system. These cars don't have any problem like that. Toyota spent millions and millions of dollars in research and development and making their 4-liter motors, and also they spent a lot of money fixing any issues with their transmission. One of the other thing is these vehicles, even though it's a 2010 model, this is a 2016, but these vehicles, they started from 2010 to 2020, they stayed exactly the same, only the face changed. They still have a 5-speed automatic transmission. Like, go figure, Toyota didn't even switch to a 6-speed because the 5-speed worked fantastic. That also provides a bad rep to this vehicle, which is these are gas hot. But nobody really buys a 4Runner to be fuel efficient. It's just not in that formulation. All right, let's talk about the motor. It's a 4-liter V6 putting out 262 horsepower. It's a beautiful motor. Toyota used this motor in a lot of commercial applications. So a lot of small to medium-sized Toyota commercial vehicles has the same motor. So it's a very low-end torquey motor too. There is no significant problem this motor is plagued by. The only problem this motor may or may not have is a front crank seal. And it's very apparent if you have them. You will see in the front of the motor, you will see some wet spots. And again, it's a very sporadic problem that some vehicles may have or may not have. But other than that, pretty normal. In terms of the electronics of this, again, they're overbuilt and simplified. There's no big electronic problems, except sometimes, especially in Canada or where you get a lot of salt or if you do a lot of off-roading, the switch in the transfer case that selects the transfer case on or off gets corroded. It's not necessarily an electrical problem, it's more of an environmental problem. It's a super easy fix. A couple of hours of labor if you have to go to a mechanical shop, but if you're a DIY handy person, it's an hour or so job. Parts are also between $50 to $60. That's pretty much it. Let's talk about the transmission. The transmission is bulletproof. There is nothing you can do to destroy this transmission unless you want to do something really ridiculous like run it without the fluid. Over the years, one thing may happen is the rear transmission seal, which connects to the drive shaft, may leak. That is literally a wear and tear item, and again, it's a $20 seal. Somebody DIY can get it done within an hour. If you go to a shop, an hour or 2 hours labor. That's pretty much it. For the next part of the video, I have to go under the vehicle. It's because I will talk about the frame rails. If you can see these rails, the only thing you have to worry about is make sure these rails are treated in terms of treated against salt, oiled, or something like that, because these rails, they love to rust. Now, again, that is a situation kind of thing, because if you are in an area where you get a lot of snow and they use a lot of salt to treat this area, well, you're gonna have to worry about that. But other than that, if you are in southern states, or if you're in an area where you don't get any salt on the road, you are all good. Next on the menu are these calipers. These vehicles are not known to have a good braking system, even though there's this 4-puck caliper system in here. The brakes wear prematurely, too fast, and the calipers are known to seize. So when you're driving on the highway, and if you press the brake, if the vehicle decides to dart left or right, meaning one of these calipers are seized. So get them checked. Next is ride height. A lot of the time, people will buy this vehicle and raise them because they want to do off-roading, because these are phenomenal off-roading vehicle. But when you off-road, some of these vehicles will have a lane departure system, accident avoidance system, or collision management system. This vehicle does not have it, which is a good thing, because if you lift these vehicles, those systems won't work, and there is literally nothing Toyota can do to make them work. They only work with the stock height. So if you are planning to lift them, buy the stock vehicle without any of these driver aids. I said earlier about the motor. These motors are super clean, super easy to work. You can see enough space on the engine bay to work at them yourself. If you are a DIYer, these are the vehicles that you can still buy and work on them yourself. If you can see, lots of space. Lots and lots and lots of space. I'm almost jealous to see this amount of space, because on my 300ZX, if you drop a 10 mil, good luck. It won't even reach the ground. All right, so this vehicle is an SR5 with the tech package. So it has the all-wheel drive system, 4-range low, with the leather and the center console. Very simple layout. Over here, you have your window controls, lock, unlock, window lock. Over here, you have your windshield defogger, your mirror controls, dimmer, that's it. And the steering, you have a bunch of steering buttons, because you have the navigation slash the entertainment unit. You have your bunch of buttons, and that's that. One of the interesting thing is, if you see these knobs, they're big and knobby, because when you're outside, and if you're in the element and you're wearing a glove, you should be able to use them without taking your glove off, because again, this is a very utilitarian vehicle. Let's look into the center console. You have your all-wheel drive selector. You press this to unlock, and then you can go to 4 high, 4 low, or 2 high. So right now, this is an SR5. The vehicle is set up in 2 high. Should you want to, you can do this, move to 4 high, do this, move to, well, you gotta press down and then go to 4 low. You only need to go to 4 low when you are stuck somewhere bad, unless don't even go to 4 low. You will damage the low range gearbox. Again, as I said, the transmission shifter is a big knobby thing. If you're wearing a glove, it's super easy to hold this and move it to wherever you want. Next is the seat warmers. I love warm seats. Now looking into the passenger side, very, very simple, elegant design. It's nothing that you don't need and everything that you need. If you want a fancier vehicle, this is not the vehicle for you. You have to buy one of those Lexus LX 470, 480 lines. They are a lot more fancier than this. But this is a vehicle for somebody who just wants the bare basic, wants to enjoy, wants to off-road, wants to be basically outdoors. So over here you have your traction control, the Toyota's famous A-Track hill descent. And then these are the controls for the sunroof. And then you have your 3 garage key memories. Let's look in the back. Again, very simplistic design, everything that you need and you don't. Window control and the leather seats. I'm 5'10", I can sit here and I have ample leg room. So that's pretty much it. Like the seats in the front, I sat there, I had it set up the way I like it, and trust me, there is enough headroom. I don't know how more room that you're gonna need. Look into the junk in the trunk. As you can see, all my camera gears here. There's plenty of space. It is a 7-seater. There's 2 seats that's hidden over there. Let me pull that up and let me show you guys how much space you have left. So when you move the seats up, there isn't much space for luggage, so you really have to pack light and get some skinny luggage. And I am not a big fan of these headrests. They're kind of skinny. I like a big fat headrest. All right, let me try to get in. Oi, oi, oi. This is tight. Okay. This is very tight, all right? I'm 5'10" and fat. I struggle to get in through here, and if you see my foot, there's no way you can put the seat back and my knees will be here. It's impossible for me to sit. Also, the headroom is it is safe to say the last row is for kids only. I can't sit. All right, so a lot of 4Runner owners don't know this window actually goes down. Surprising, right? And this window is so awesome. Let's say you go for a grocery or something like that. You don't have to open the whole door. Put it down, throw your stuff in, put it back up. That is awesome. All right, thank you for making it to the end of the video. I love these vehicles, and I hope one day I will have enough courage to buy one. And yeah, I really wanted to review this vehicle. I don't know if I did a good job or bad job. Leave it in the comment section. I do appreciate each and everybody's positive or negative feedback, because I take that as an opportunity to learn. And once again, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. There are a lot more shenanigans coming in. Some of the shenanigans are more fun, and some of them are a little bit more boring.